4.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to TUTV. My name is Jack.
And I'm Parker.
Right before the show, we were talking about TikTok, as the kids do nowadays. I gotta be honest, when it first was the thing, I was a little bit skeptical, a little cynical. I was like, I'm not gonna download that app, it's a waste of my time. And then I got it, and it was a waste of my time, I was correct. But there's some diamonds in the rut?
Sure. I don't know, I feel like the app's whole purpose is to be a waste of time, but a very efficient waste of time.
Very efficient.
I would say it's a compromise between YouTube and Vine, right? Because Vine, it's 6 seconds, you know what you're getting. It's gonna be like a one-liner. And then with YouTube, it can go up to like 20 minutes or a full documentary or those 10-hour editions of...
Yes, of just blank screens. I like the way that the TikTok algorithm tries to figure out what kind of person you are. Like when I first got it, very quickly it found out I was a guy. And then it found out I was from Texas. Started doing specific Texas stuff. And then it thought I was gay. Don't know how that figured it out, but it's smart. It's really smart. Enjoy the episode, guys. Hope you enjoy.
Today's episode is brought to you by TikTok.
Hopefully. I wish. Bye.
Hi there, I'm Joseph Boehm.
And I'm Will.
Let's get to the news. Last Saturday saw hundreds of women gather in Washington, D.C. for the second Women's March of 2020. The women were principally gathered to protest President Donald Trump's nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court and to urge women to vote in the upcoming election. A number of demonstrators stated that Barrett's appointment to the Supreme Court before Election Day on November 3rd was a large component in getting them to the march, among other issues, including reproductive rights. Similar rallies were held in other parts of the country at the same time, including Denver, Nashville, and New York.
Local food pantry Iron Gate is hosting a drive-through food drive on Saturday, October 31st from 10 a.m. to noon. Among the usual non-perishable items that are commonly donated, Iron Gate is urgently requesting canned tuna or chicken, canned pasta sauce, peanut butter and jelly in plastic jars, protein-rich soups, pasta, and rice. The organization says the coronavirus has made its services even more needed and that it has given out more than 2,300,000 pounds of groceries since mid-March.
Singapore's government is stepping up to help combat environmental issues by launching a renewed reforestation effort, building a 990-acre park. The park is part of a larger plan to improve biodiversity in the island nation. By planting 1 million trees over the next decade, Singapore's government hopes to improve living conditions for native animals and migratory birds. According to Singapore's National Park Agency, key parts of the project include, quote, greening the cities and ensuring that every Singaporean is 10 minutes from a park.
Newspapers based in Iowa, Nebraska, Texas, and Oklahoma recently compared the diversity of local law enforcement agency to the diversity of their respective communities as a whole. According to the results of this report, in Tulsa, racial minorities make up about 46% of the population, but only about 27% of the Tulsa police force. TPD is putting together an internship program called Join TPD that places high school graduates on a track to become police officers through classes hosted by TCC and OSU. According to TPD spokeswoman Casey Roebuck, the goal of this program is to bring the number of officers belonging to a minority closer to numbers that are more representative of Tulsa's population numbers.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi set a 48-hour deadline for congressional relief package details to be agreed upon by the House and Senate as negotiations for the second wave of stimulus packages remain stalled. With just 2 weeks to go until the November 3rd election, Pelosi pushed the time limit in order to make sure that President Trump has time to sign the deal before Election Day. The Trump administration aggressively pushed for the second round of relief checks, but negotiations within Congress have stonewalled. When asked Sunday whether Americans can expect to get a second round of relief within this time frame, Pelosi said, quote, Well, that depends on the administration, end quote. Well, you think they're going to get those stimulus package checks or no?
Probably not. I think that that's kind of a fact that, they're kind of at odds with each other, and there's an election in 2 weeks, so yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, well, if we've seen anything, 2 weeks is not enough time for the government to do anything. Let's just hope that the results of this election can... I got nothing. Good luck, guys. Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
Hey all, welcome back to TUTV. Today we're here with Ailish O'Neill. She is the editor-in-chief at Nimrod here at University of Tulsa. Thank you for coming to talk with us today.
I'm very glad to do so. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what Nimrod is, can you give a quick summary of what you guys do?
Yes, Nimrod is TU's literary magazine. We were started in 1956 by English graduate students, but we quickly grew to be a national and then international journal. We publish 2 issues of short fiction, short creative nonfiction, and poetry each year. And we do different types of programming throughout the year as well, bringing in guest authors, offering writing workshops, that sort of thing.
Awesome. Okay, cool. See, I'm a math major, so very rarely do I get my opportunity to look into the world of prose. So I'm excited to hear about it.
Awesome.
So upcoming, you guys have a virtual conference, kind of your big event for the year. So can you explain a bit what that's going to be like?
Yeah, well, normally we have an in-person conference for readers and writers in October. We bring in guest authors who teach classes. We have Q&As on editing and publishing. We have one-on-one critique workshops, all kinds of stuff. This year, of course, because of the pandemic, we had to cancel our in-person conference, but that means that we have gone online and we are having a virtual conference for readers and writers. And it's new territory for us, but we're really excited. It actually started this weekend, but we have almost a whole month of additional programming coming up. We have workshops on writing fiction, poetry, playwriting. We have a Q&A session coming up this Wednesday with myself and our associate editor, Cassidy McCants, where people can ask all the questions that you always wanted to know about publishing or getting an agent for your book, but you didn't know who to ask. We're going to be there to answer those questions. We have just so much on the table that's going to be great. We have additionally, in addition to the group classes, we also have really special opportunity for TU students, and those are our one-on-one critique sessions. These are sessions where TU students can send in up to 5 pages of fiction or up to 3 pages of poetry. We will give that material to one of our editorial team, and they will review it, and then they will get back to the student with a critique to tell them what they're doing well, what they can work on, just help them kind of refine that manuscript. And that can be either a written or a virtual critique, depending on which one the student wants to sign up for.
Okay, cool. So there's basically a lot for anyone that wants to get involved. And if you wanted to be a part of this, is there a way to join in? Is there a fee that you have to pay to get to be your work reviewed?
Okay, yeah. So all of the group activities, the readings, the Q&As, the writing workshops, those are all free and open to the public.
Okay.
We are taking donations. If people want to give, $5 or $10, they are welcome to do so. We can always use donations, but those are free. And for the critique sessions, for the general public, they do cost money. But for students in the Tulsa area, we are offering those for free. And we have a limited number of them. So if students are interested in having those free critique sessions, we do recommend that they go to our website and go to the conference area and register for one of those. There'll be instructions there on how to register for the group classes and how to register for the one-on-one critiques. But TU students can actually attend all of these events for free. They just do need to register so that we can make sure to get them the Zoom links for whatever events they signed up for.
Right, perfect. Okay. Well, we'll have that link for y'all watching in the description of the video. So if you guys want to get involved, go check that out. Ailish, thank you so much for coming and talk with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I hope if you guys are interested, you'll check that out. Thanks for watching, guys.
Hello and welcome back to TUTV Sports. I'm Christina.
And I'm Ethan Worley. Let's jump right into the episode.
Tulsa was scheduled to have their first home game of their college football season this past weekend against number 8 Cincinnati, but Saturday's game was postponed due to a rising number of COVID cases at Cincinnati. This is the third time a game that TU has been scheduled to play has been postponed due to COVID-19 complications. The Golden Hurricane football team has played 2 games total, both of which were against ranked opponents on the road. Tulsa's next scheduled football game is this Friday, October 23rd against USF.
The Tampa Bay Rays defeated the Houston Astros in Game 7 of the ALCS to advance to their first World Series since 2008. The Rays had a 3-0 lead in the series, but thanks to solid pitching from Zach Greinke in Game 4 and a walk-off home run by Carlos Correa in Game 5, the Astros remained in the series. Game 6 was a showcase of Houston's explosive offense, with a 4-run 5th inning, which brought the series to a head Saturday night in Game 7. Randy Arozarena had a 2-run home run in the first inning, and with solid pitching from Charlie Morton, the Rays capped off this series with a 4-2 win in Game 7. The Rays look to finish off the postseason with their first World Series win in franchise history.
The NLCS matchup between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves has been the clash of titans that baseball fans have hoped for, culminating in a Game 7 victory by the Dodgers played Sunday night. The Atlanta Braves rushed out to a 2-0 lead in the series in spite of the phenomenal Dodger pitching in Walker Buehler and Tony Gonsolin. In Game 3, the Dodgers thundered back in with a record-breaking first inning, scoring 11 runs. The Braves defeated the Dodgers in Game 4, but the Dodgers fought back and took Games 5 and 6. The Los Angeles Dodgers took Game 7 to complete the comeback and head to their third World Series in 4 years.
On top of the COVID outbreaks within the NFL this season, the athletes have been plagued with injuries resulting from a lack of preseason training. In Week 5 of the season, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott took a tumble and endured a season-ending ankle injury. The heartbreak of this injury hushed the entirety of the Cowboys stadium, and even the coach of the opposing New York Giants came over to ensure the health of Prescott. After being carted off the field on a stretcher and rushed to surgery, Dak Prescott let his teammates, Cowboys fans, and football fans all across the country know that he was all right and the surgery went well.
The NASCAR Hollywood Casino 400 took place this past Sunday and was full of excitement. Joey Logano took the win in Kansas City to clinch a playoff berth in the Sprint Cup Series. Logano fought with Kevin Harvick in the last turns, but ultimately Logano came through after a clutch block with yet another win in 2020. After the race, Harvick commented that Logano is, quote, a good blocker.
Oh, this really stinks about all the Tulsa games that have been canceled, doesn't it?
Yeah. I didn't know that many had been canceled so far until today.
Yeah, were you going to go to the game last week, or?
I probably would have. Yeah, I generally go to the homecoming games, but those are usually the only ones I go to.
Yeah. Now I think we only have like one game until we're all supposed to go home and everything's supposed to go virtual. So yeah, definitely stinks.
Yeah, that is sad. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'm Christina.
I'm Ethan.
See you next week.
Hello and welcome back to TUTV Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bennett.
And I'm Reagan Becknell. Let's get right into entertainment.
Magic City Books is hosting a virtual event featuring Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey. Next Monday, October 26th, McConaughey will be joining the Zoom event to discuss his upcoming memoir titled Green Lights. Magic City Books describes Green Lights as a, quote, unconventional memoir filled with raucous stories, outlaw wisdom, and lessons learned the hard way about living with greater satisfaction, end quote. Ticket purchases include a copy of the memoir and a Zoom link for the event. Magic City Books is a local bookstore located in the downtown Tulsa Arts District.
The Sherwin Miller Museum of Jewish Art has expanded its Holocaust Center. Located on 71st Street near Oral Roberts University, the museum is dedicated to preserving Jewish history and culture. The Kaiser Holocaust Center is now a 2-story space featuring new multimedia art installations by local Oklahoman artists. The new exhibits showcase over 200 never-before-seen artifacts from soldiers and survivors, as well as first-hand accounts from Holocaust survivors living in Tulsa. The exhibits open to the public on November 10th.
Tulsa chef Nico Albert was featured in the Smithsonian National Museum of American History's annual Food History event that took place last weekend. The theme for this year's Food History Weekend was Food Features, Striving for Justice. Albert spoke during the Cooking Up History segment, where she discussed culinary traditions in the Cherokee Nations of Oklahoma. Albert, who is a member of the Cherokee Nation herself, demonstrated a recipe using traditional indigenous ingredients and highlighted the history of native foods. Albert is the founder of local catering service Burning Cedar Indigenous Foods, which specializes in indigenous cuisine.
The Woody Guthrie Center in Aha, Tulsa have teamed up to host a new weekly concert series. Every Saturday this fall, the Tiny Hoots concert series will showcase local musicians at Aha's outdoor venue located in downtown Tulsa. According to Aha's statement, the concerts are inspired by, quote, old-fashioned hootenannies, end quote. Seating for the event is picnic style to allow for a safer, socially distanced concert experience.
The Tulsa Botanic Garden is partnering up with TCC Signature Symphony to hold a fall-inspired concert titled Botanic Brass. The concert will take place this Saturday in the Botanic Garden, located just north of downtown Tulsa. The Signature Brass Quintet will also perform a set featuring Bavarian, German, Austrian, and polka music in honor of the Tulsa Oktoberfest, which was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Attendees are encouraged to explore the garden's autumn display before the show, which features over 5,000 pumpkins, along with scarecrows and a hay maze. The concert begins just in time for the sunset at 6 p.m.
Philbrook's Big Screen Bash is hosting a screening of the classic second installment in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The film will be shown at Admiral Twin Drive-In this Thursday at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6, and due to high demand, it is recommended to arrive well before the show starts to secure a good spot. Masks are required when in close proximity to staff and other attendees. Tickets for the event are sold per person and can be purchased from the Philbrook website.
So have you ever been to the Philbrook?
I have. I actually went for the first time last year. How about you?
Yeah, I went when I was a kid, and I went whenever I was recruited to come to TU. They had an event there, I guess. What did you think of it when you went?
I thought it was beautiful. I love the outside. It's absolutely stunning. I knew whenever I came to Tulsa, it was the first place I had to go.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that they say is the biggest parts of Tulsa for tourists to see and like that.
Yes, definitely. Their art is beautiful.
Well, I guess we're out of time for today. I'm Ryan Bennett.
And I'm Reagan Becknell. See you next week.
Hi everyone, my name's Christina. These are my roommates Claire and Maggie, and they've decided to be vegan for a month. I have not, but I'm still being subject to it. So today we're going to try making vegan cinnamon rolls to see how they taste and how hard it is. Let's get started. First, we need 3 tablespoons of vegan butter to put in the saucepan. Next, we need to add 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk to the saucepan. Then we'll heat it until the butter melts.
That was amazing.
Wow! We heated the mixture, and now we're adding a packet of yeast to it. Next, we need a 4th teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then we'll stir. We cleaned off the counter, and now we'll spread flour over it. Next, we need to coat a bowl with olive oil, form the dough into a ball, place the dough in the bowl, and then let the dough rise. Next, we need to roll out the dough, drizzle melted vegan butter on it, and top it with sugar and cinnamon. Then, we rolled the dough into a log and cut it into pieces. And now the cinnamon rolls are ready to go in the oven. They're ready! Yay! Next, we made the glaze. First, we added 6 teaspoons of almond milk. Then, we added 1 cup of powdered sugar. And lastly, we added a half teaspoon of vanilla. After we stirred, we drizzled the glaze onto the cinnamon rolls. Alright, now it's time to taste test the cinnamon rolls.
See, they're good. You can't tell they're vegan.
Yeah, like it tastes pretty normal. I would just think like, oh, they didn't put as much butter in it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so vegan cinnamon rolls are pretty good. Alright. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Man, cinnamon rolls and beer. They're living life over there. They really are.
They are.
Wish I could have dinner with those folks. That'd be great.
Same.
What's your Harry Potter house?
Yes. So whenever I took the quiz, I got a 50-50 with Gryffindor and Slytherin. So
interesting. What does that say about you?
I don't know. I'll just pick whichever the other person's has. So like, which one is yours?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh.
I think that means
Slytherin, sorta.
I think that means I'm an idiot. I think that's the description.
Yeah, yeah.
My animal though is like a rabid raccoon. That was my Patronus. Raccoon with rabies was my Patronus.
Was the Patronus like a BuzzFeed test, or?
It was. I don't know. It was a test. It was in the alley somewhere in downtown. Some guy just gave it to me.
Oh, nice.
And he pulled it out of his bag, just this raccoon foaming at the mouth, and he goes, "This is your Patronus." And I was like, "Wow."
Dang. It's probably Diagon Alley.
The world truly is magical.
It is.
That's what the whole point of the book was about. What if the whole story was just insane ramblings of a mentally deranged man?
Well, that's basically what fiction is.
That is true.
Yeah.
They say like a lot of those like fictional artists and authors were always a little bit intoxicated while writing.
Yeah, I mean, it requires having imaginary friends past the age when it's socially acceptable.
That's true. That's a really good way to put it. So. Speaking of imaginary friends, didn't your friend have your imaginary friend have a computer issue the other day?
My friend's computer was possessed recently, just today actually.
Spooky.
Yeah, so she got this virus where she would hear an exorcist screaming sound every 2 minutes. The virus didn't do anything other than make a screaming sound every 2 minutes.
Where do you think she got the virus?
I don't know. She didn't download anything bad. I think it was like it's been there for like a month. But yeah, fixed it. It's gone. Unfortunately, never got to say goodbye to the screaming voice. But
unfortunate, yeah.
If you're watching, I miss you.
This is the good content you get with 2 computer science majors hosting. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more computer science content, join us next week. Love you guys. See ya.